my god, a new Chris Dangerfield video just came out. I can't wait to watch it.
Hello people, here we go again, another Dragon's Den. I haven't watched this, I've watched enough of it to know it's probably worth watching, but sometimes they're not. I get halfway through and think this is dull, and they go in the cutting room floor of Dragon's Den reactions. So smash nothing, like nothing, don't buy anything, just enjoy the reaction. Roll VT. Hang on a minute, so that's interesting. On the last Dragon's Den video I talked about calling it. If something happens that is maybe not prepared or might come across a bit awkward, don't ignore it and let it fester like a bacteria and become bigger and end up causing you problems. The geezer wanted a drink. He's nervous. When we're nervous our mouths dry. And so he's got some water and he had a drink. That's all he done. He's an happy chappy, he's smiling, and he put his hand up as if to say, it's all right, I'm just having a drink of water. Well, watch that again. Why does Peter Jones go, what? Peter Jones is such a narcissist, it's sometimes unbearable. And that's why they have him on the show. I'll say it again like I have 1,000 times. Dragon's Den is theatre. But he doesn't like that, because it made the other bloke the centre of attention. And so Peter Jones has to immediately react. What? What? How dare he? How dare he not have a problem with having a sip of water before talking? For about 2 hours, don't forget, we see 10-15 minutes, but these interrogations are usually 1.5 to 2 hours long. Yeah, have a sip of water. He just put his hand up, had a sip, smiled. Peter Jones doesn't like that. He likes them to be scared. He likes to have power over them. He likes to control them. And this bloke's not having that. It's impressive, and it bodes well for the rest of this video. Watch carefully the little dynamic. Meaden has got her head so far up Jones's backside. She'll respond in an agreeable way with pretty much anything he does. I mean, look, yeah. I mean, she doesn't know what she's reacting to. She just knows that Pedro didn't like it, so she doesn't like it either. If you were to isolate her and say, what are you responding to? She'd tell you, but she wouldn't be able to tell you why. She'd say, well, he had a drink and raised his hand. Yeah, we saw that. It's such a wonderful situation of human psychology at its worst. People don't need to do this for the money, they do it for the celebrity.
Sorry. My name's Mark Champkins, and I'm here pitching for £100,000 in return for a 15% stake in my company Concentrate.
Right, I know this one because it comes up a lot. 15% wants 100 grand. It is the number of the beast. That means he's valuing his company at £666,000. I also just want to add, part of the selection process would have been his appearance. Again, think of the theatre aspect of this. He's a strange looking bloke. That would have counted. Not totally, but it would have counted. It would have ticked a box.
My business designs products that help children to concentrate and be at their best so they can get the most out of their time at school. I'm a trained engineer. I studied at Cambridge and at the Royal College of Art. I've won £45,000 worth of prizes to fund my business. I've been to China to source manufacture. I've set up the supply chain, set up the website with online sales. I'm selling the products in the Science Museum, the Design Museum. I've got into johnlewis.com and John Lewis in Oxford Street.
Right, one thing that is really clear and apparent This isn't a script. He hasn't sat at home. He might put some bullet points down, but he didn't sit at home. My name, I can't remember what it was, Mark something, but he didn't sit at home saying, my name is Mark, blah, blah, blah. I have da, 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 da. He didn't just parrot fashion, no. He's passionate about what he does, so he's not having to perform, he's not having to deliver a script. He's telling them his story, the story of his business. And we communicate with stories. That's what we do as people. Everything is a story. Bump into your mate in the street. How are you? Yeah, I'm right. Oh, guess what happened? Bosh, straight into a story. See someone else in the street, a mate of a mate. Hey, oi, you ain't seen Mick, have you? Oh, you don't know what happened to Mick. Oh, I'll tell you what, story. Come home, see your missus or your mister. Hello. Is it then silence? Because if it is, there's usually a problem in the relationship. One of you will hit with a story. Oh, I'll tell you what, I was trying to clean the fridge earlier, and it might be something like that, something really domestic and banal and, doesn't really leave ripples in the world. But the act of telling a story and reacting to it, it brings people together. He's passionate about his product. He's passionate about his project. I'm gonna put my reputation on the line and suggest that this will be a pretty good pitch, regardless of the product. The delivery, the execution will be good, because he's not being a salesman. He's not telling a script. He's telling a story. And true stories are easy to tell. The truth is on your side.
So perhaps I should show you the products. The first of the products is a school bag that makes school chairs more comfortable. So you hang your bag up over the back of the chair so you can reach your books easily, and then it folds out this padded area over the backrest and seat of the chair and makes the school chair more comfortable.
It's sort of all right. I mean, is it solving a problem? When I was at school sitting on chairs that size, they were just plywood. I don't know what school kids sit on these days. Probably each other's heads. I suppose it's all right. I hope it's not just that.
The next product encourages children to drink more water, and it acts as a reminder for you to have a bottle of water on your desk in front of you as you keep your stationery and the pens that you need when you're working with your water. If you're just 2% dehydrated, your concentration can drop by up to 20%. So this is...
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that fact. I've heard this sort of thing thrown around before. Now, don't get me wrong, dehydration can kill you. If you don't drink water for 4 days, most people are dead. I've just picked that figure out of the air. The 4 days thing I haven't, but not most people. But when he says if you're 2% dehydrated, that actually means dehydrated. So you've already gone into something that is quantitatively measured as a medical condition. You are now in dehydration, and if you're 2% into that, that's more than just, I'm a bit thirsty. How you would measure 20%, I don't know, but I do know that actual I've forgotten what the word's called now. Actual dehydration does make you think slower. It does lessen your cognitive abilities. But if your kid is at school and is actually getting dehydrated, you've got bigger problems to worry about than your comfy chair and your pen on your bottle. But kids do like all that pen on bottles and all that stationery thing. Do you remember, if you're about my age, in the early 80s, all the banks started bringing out children's bank accounts. You only had to put £1 in, and they'd give you like this sort of fake leather folder with like a little real checkbook, but it didn't really do what it was meant to do. I think it was just an elaborate way of paying more money into the bank. But it had a little pen, a little pencil, a little notepad, another little thing, a little bit to slide things in. I signed up for all of them, like Midlands, NatWest, I got Lloyd's, you know, just so I could have loads, you know, I loved writing and I loved drawing as a kid, so it was loads of free pads and stationery. And the idea of being a school kid out of my school trip with my water bottle with my pen in it is strangely attractive.
Quite helpful. And
Duncan goes for some water, worried that his cognitive abilities might be declining.
then this product is the Food for Thought lunchbox, and the idea of this is to encourage children to eat a piece of fruit. So it protects the fruit from being damaged or bashed. You could put an apple in here, an orange in here, banana around here. It has pots inside as well for other types of fruit. And then the final product is a cooler bag, which you put the lunchbox into, and it keeps it nice and fresh and cool.
So at the moment I'm getting a sense of they're sort of all right. In the right environment, these would sell. In a hot country, a cooler bag for your lunchbox, lovely. In England, Mum, can you keep my food cold? Do you remember those flasks we had as kids, thermos flasks? The first day you had them, you dropped it, and when you tried to pour your tomato sauce out, tomato soup, loads of bits of broken mirror would come out. I'm not going to risk that today. So I'm guessing he's some kind of inventor. In the right context, I guess these products will sell, but I'm not getting the sense of a business here. What's his business? What, these 4 products for 100 grand? Valued at 666 thou? Something's not right, but a lot of it is right. As I said, the delivery, perfect, because he believes in it and he's just telling the truth.
I've sold £15,000 worth of products in the last 4 months.
That's nothing. That's nothing. What's that? About 3,600 or something a month, and that's revenue, I assume, not profit. I mean, if his margins at 50%, and that's asking a lot in that field. 1,700 a month profit. Not great. Not a company you're valuing at nearly $1 million.
And I'm on the brink of rolling them out to all the John Lewis stores and a number of new retailers. And I'd be interested to use your investment to capitalise on the sales that I've had already, and also to bring a number of new product ideas I've developed to market as quickly as possible.
I want you to use your contacts to sell things that I invent. There's no reason why that wouldn't work.
Got a little something for you, as you might have been able to predict. Can you guess what it is? It's a bottle each.
Could I have the rest?
I mean, he's impressive. He's impressive. He's not. I mean, he is nervous, and you can see signs of that, and it occasionally comes across in his voice. But he's understandably nervous. Someone who was totally not nervous, you start to question the psychopathy of them. You know, this is just a breeze under these lights, going on telly in front of these people, you know, asking for money. There's so many sort of psychological big guns sort of in that cluster that you would expect a little bit of nervous, but he's cracking on all right. Whether again, I don't know what the business is. Just selling these 4 things.
Please.
Yes, of course, yeah. Any particular pink?
In an accomplished pitch, London inventor Mark Champkins is asking the Dragons for £100,000 in return for a 15% share of his children's educational products business.
Well, there you go. So he did say in there, and our friendly narrator there, he said he's an inventor. He dropped that in. Maybe I missed that before. And he's got a business that, I mean, maybe you all caught this while I was thinking about other things, but he's got a business that designs things to make kids' lives easier, apparently. I think that's what it is.
Theo Paphitis wants to know what Mark's going to do with the investment.
Because it's pittance. 100 thou is not really a lot. And, you know, they play this game on Dragon's Den, don't they? Well, what are you going to do with the money? It's not a marketing budget. It might just be wages. It might just be his salary, so that he can continue to invent things, he continue to make phone calls, continue to get his products to market. But what it's really about is having the contacts, connections and weight and clout of the dragons. I'm wondering if anyone's ever just said that. I think I remember one where he essentially said, look, I'm not bothered about the money, it's what you've got that I want. But they wouldn't show that sort of thing too many times because it kind of exposes the programme for what it is.
£100,000?
Yes.
Huge amount of money. What are you going to do with it?
Well, I have new products in the pipeline, which I've prototyped.
Do you just want to raise £100,000 to invent more things and make more prototypes? Or do you want to, like, start making money selling things? And
Well, I'm selling them in John Lewis. And to
these?
Yeah.
What are you selling them at?
They're sold RRP is £7.
What are you selling?
I sell them at £3 to John Lewis.
So many have you sold?
In the 4 months, I've sold about 1,000 of those. Prior.
That ain't bad. If he's making £4, he's made £4 just on those. Is that the bottle and case or just the? I've got one here. I've got something like that here. There's like a tin inside and this case on it. It's good. It keeps a cup of tea warm for about 12 hours in this climate.
To that, I've been selling them just off my website, and I sold about 3,500.
Now, I don't. This was put on the Dragon's Den official YouTube channel 4 years ago, but even 4 years ago, I would say sell them for a lot more. I'd have them in those shops retailing at about 15. But again, I don't know when this was originally shown on telly. I'll find out and I'll stick it on the screen now. And that might put a bit more context into this pricing debate they're about to have.
At what price?
At £7.
£7?
Yeah.
Just for the cover?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is just the cover then. Okay. I'd still try and get more for it. Again, if it was 2025, I would.
Duncan Bannatyne is flummoxed by Mark's pricing strategy. And James Kahn wonders whether Mark's inventions will ever deliver an investor any return.
In order for somebody to invest £100,000,
Yeah.
this has to sell in huge volumes.
Do you not think they'll sell thousands?
I don't think so, no. I mean, £7 for a bottle case, I don't see it.
Yeah, but he just told you in 4 months he'd done 1,000 and it sounds like it's only in one store. So you don't see it, but he's just giving you the evidence. This isn't going to be about the products, this is going to be about the person. And we've seen this on the Den countless times, where the product or whatever, the service, isn't that good. And the Dragons will outright admit that. They'll say, you're good. And they love it as well. Meaden loves it. You're good. No, you're good. No, you're good. Oh, yeah, it's disgusting, all that. This is about him. So what we're going to miss, because BBC want to entertain us, is what he's actually got and why he is good. I mean, his confidence, his lack of being under pressure in this situation. I can't see any of these Dragons investing in these products. But if he is an inventor, what we're missing is what else. He said he won a prize, didn't he, at the beginning, a 45 grand prize. He won something else, was it the RCA or something? So what we're going to miss is his portfolio, what he's done before, what accreditations he's had, what successes he's had as an inventor. And so we're being sold a dummy, really. There's a chair with a seat built into the bag. There's a water case with a pen on it. But I'd employ him. If he was skilled in what I required as a staff member, based on what I've already seen, he'd certainly be in my shortlist.
Just give us the other prices for a second. How much is the lunchbox?
The lunchbox is £10.
That's £10. It's very expensive for that.
I think it's a good product.
No, I'm not denying that, but at the end of the day, it's got to sell. Everything sells at a price.
Well, can I?
This has got to be like 10 years ago, because 10 quid for a lunchbox is not expensive. I mean, it is expensive, but relatively it isn't.
I answer that. Firstly, the numbers that I've sold at the moment reflect retailers trying them out in one shop. So that is the reason that I haven't sold many to John Lewis yet.
If I'm going to be blunt and honest, I am absolutely convinced you will not sell anywhere near the volume of this type of product. And if you're not going to sell volume, you're not going to make profit, and I'm going to lose my money. And for that reason,
You're out.
What does that even mean? This type of product? What? Inventions focused on children? Oh no, that's not a big market, James. You know, when people have kids, if they've got money, they spunk it on them. Terrible choice of phrase, but you know what I mean.
Early out for James Caan, and a blow to Mark's confident presentation.
Not a blow in the slightest. Little bit of self-comforting with the finger in the mouth, and yes, it is as obvious as what you think it is. Hardwired into his brain, something small like the tip of a finger in between his lips makes him feel comfortable, but hardly devastating.
And Deborah Meaden is concerned that it's not only the price that will affect sales.
How appealing do you think this design is to 7 and 11-year-olds? How do they get engaged and excited by things?
Get something that's new, something that's inventive, something that
Yeah, he's got that wrong. They're not really child-orientated designs, are they? I mean, look at that one there that I think that's Pedro holding. It looks like a middle-aged, midlife crisis mountain biker's water bottle cover. Hardly the sort of thing an 8-year-old would grab hold of.
they haven't seen before, something that they can show their friends.
Or something all their friends have, something they see on television, something that looks pretty.
Square pants.
That's quite an adult-looking.
Wow, Theo come across like someone with dementia in a care home then, didn't he? Let's have a look at that again. Watch Theo go, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Something that they haven't seen before.
Listen.
Something that they can show their friends.
Or something all their friends have, something they see on television, something that looks pretty.
Square pants.
That's quite an adult-looking design.
He even had the really old man sort of bottom lip spreader. SpongeBob SquarePants. Look at Meaden. Oh, I haven't cooked in years. She says that every other episode. I haven't cooked a meal in 30 years. Whoa, I love riding horses. So, whoa. What's that, Pedro? Yes, I agree. I know you didn't say anything, but I will agree.
The rationale for that is that I think that parents are also, obviously they're the ones that part with the money.
No, that's bad business. It's an old trick as well. This doesn't appeal to children, but it's the mothers and fathers who spend the money. Yeah, but on what the kid wants. You know, we all knew that bloke at school whose mum and dad bought everything he owns, and he's just a living resentment. the bitterness that he has been contrived, his character has been contrived because his dad said, no, I know you want a Transformers flask, but this this nice pinstriped corporate City of London one is going to last you a lot longer, and it's a darn sight cheaper, young Oliver, so you're going to have that. But it doesn't work like that. The kids demand it. I remember sitting there with that Argos catalogue for a good 3 months leading up to Christmas, sitting next to my mum going, look, Mr. Frosty it's called. It's called Mr. Frosty. You put ice cubes in its head, you crank its arm round, and crushed ice comes out, and then you put these chemicals on it and you get a really horrible drink, but it looks amazing. Never got one. Let me know if you dreamed of getting a Mr. Frosty in the comments, and let me know if you got one, and I'll hate you forever.
Yeah, but if the child don't like it, he's going to misplace it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. This is tough. I think that
Brilliant, there it is again, calling it. He went, okay, rather than just silence. Silence is awful, silence is pregnant. But he just went, okay, this is tough. Called it. This isn't easy. There's nothing wrong with the truth. It will always be on your side because it's the truth. And look how it's like just turning, just let a bit of pressure out. Look how it works for him. Okay, this is tough. Acknowledged, then he knows that they know that he's under a bit of pressure. And as soon as everyone knows, there's no pressure. It's only when you try and hide it and cover it that like I said earlier, that it festers and grows like a rapid bacteria. Check out how well this works. This is tough. Bosh, straight into it.
If the child don't like it, he's going to misplace it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. This is tough. I think that
Brilliant.
what I'm doing is going to help children to learn more effectively and make you lots of money.
And that line, just that tagline, that's a businessman's tagline. It's lovely. It's got a value proposition in there, and of course, it's going to make you money. And you know, people who've got children know, and people who know about the children's market. You know, the idea that it might improve it might give your child an edge over other children. It might help them learn quicker, learn faster. That sort of thing sells. That stuff sells. That's why ridiculous parents are quite happy to have doctors give their kids dexamphetamine, because they say, oh, they've got ADHD, which is a nothing. Well, if you're interested in that, search my channel for Jeffrey Sharla. There's 3 videos of him, The Myth of Mental Illness, but that's for another time. That's a great line. I think I invent products, this isn't verbatim, but I invent products which help children learn and will make you money. It's a good hook. But again, this is about him. This is about him. And we haven't been given the full picture. We've been given quite a strange looking bloke, so that we're getting a bit of conflict. We're getting a bit of dissonance here. We're not quite sure what's going on here. And because it's entertainment.
The Dragons are struggling to find any merit in Mark's inventions. He's failing to win the multi-millionaires over.
And that's why this program has that narrator. The narrator has just told you the story because you didn't really have one. Because editing 2 hours of footage into 10, 15, I think this one's about 11 minutes, yeah, just short of 12 minutes. They can't tell you the whole story, so they tell you the story they want you to believe. And because you've got very little else to go on, you accept that. In a way, it's very clever storytelling in its own right.
Eden is ready to state her position.
Mark, I need to tell you where I am. You're never going to convince me this is going to sell for children.
Okay, and the bag and the lunchbox.
Same problem. None of it looks engaging to me for a child. I'm afraid.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you.
Mark, I think it's absolutely amazing that you're actually getting £7 for these. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
There must be a lot of mad people going on the websites at 3 o'clock in the morning, drunk, pressing buttons, buying things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great response by that fella there, Mark. There, it's just rude. That's just rude. He's managing to take it to market and get people to buy it, and Duncan says they must be drunk or out of their minds. Could it not be that actually, Duncan, you're wrong and the other bloke is right? Which would be my guess. Is he seriously suggesting he's only sold those to drunk people? No, of course he's not. But he hasn't got anything else to say. So that's his reason. And look at that, step back from that. Because we sort of let this stuff sort of wash over us on Dragon's Den, waiting for our mate to tell us the true story. But Duncan, I'm assuming he's going to say, so I'm out. What? Because you honestly think drunk people are buying his stuff, and there's obviously a limited market of drunk people buying flask covers. It's ridiculous.
God. Just cut to the chase.
I'm out.
Excellent. Just cut to the chase, because you've already said absolute codswallop. Just cut to the chase. Go on, move on. I'm not here to entertain you. I like this bloke. Like I said, I'd employ him.
3 dragons out and Mark's pitch is crumbling. Now his only hopes of securing the 100...
Hang on, 3 out of 5 crumbling. There you go again. That's what they want you to think. That's, you know, all good stories are pretty much about conflict, resolution of conflict, or to put simpler, problem, solution. So now, oh, Mark's pitch is crumbling. It's all over the place. So now you're thinking that. But if you weren't told that, would you necessarily think that? I'm not sure. I think you wouldn't know, because again, the information is so sparse that they've given us these crumbs that you join the dots of all the crumbs they've given you if you were to throw them on a table and it says sweet FA.
£1,000 investment lie with Peter Jones and Theo Perfitis.
Jonesy likes to go last because it makes him feel that he's superior to all the others, because he thinks he's superior to all the others, and he has got more money than all the others, which would make you think he wouldn't need to feel superior to all the others. But that just shows me that the money's not cutting it. And again, they don't need the money. They're on here for the celebrity. I mean, how much do you need to feel comfortable in your skin? So without a doubt, who's left? Theo and Peter. Without a doubt, it'll be Theo next. I mean, 99% chance.
Are you going to become
There you go.
rich or make it a highly investable business on the products that you've invented and designed so far? My view, unlikely. I think you've got some good ideas, but you need to get some commercial ideas if you're going to make money.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm out.
Thank you.
Mark staring failure in the face. Now it's down to Peter Jones, who's been unusually quiet throughout.
He hasn't. They've edited him out throughout so that they can say at the end he's been unusually quiet. Because if you're a fan of Dragon's Den, they say that Peter Jones has been unusually quiet quite a lot of the time. He's usually unusually quiet, you could say.
Well, that just leaves me.
Yes.
I actually really like the seat. I think it's very clever. I like the box for the lunchbox. I think that's great.
I'm different to the others.
I think that will sell.
The lunchbox is the worst of the products. That's just my opinion. I mean, a kid doesn't want a lunchbox that's got like 2 balls at the bottom of it. But this is Pedro distinguishing him from the lower class dragons.
Really interested, and I'm going to make you an offer.
There you go, because he wants him. Because there's other information that we haven't seen. That's not very fair of me to pause that unfortunately peculiar looking, but I reckon you'd have a good drink with him. I think he's an honest bloke, and I think he's interesting and clever. But sorry about that, Mark. Sorry about that pause. Let's see what his offer is. Let's have a guess. So he asked for 15%, and it's 100 grand, valued at 666 thou. I reckon Peter's it's gonna be one of those 50%ers. We go half and half, and my contacts will get your inventions in shops. That's my punt.
And to be clear, that the offer is contingent on you, Mark, Inventor Limited.
Right, yeah.
Not just concentrate, doesn't work, move on to anything else, but we create it and put all of your inventions into this company.
Yeah.
I'm willing.
Whoa. this is where you need a commercial lawyer. Is Peter Jones now trying to get the rights to everything this bloke invents? I mean, let's listen to the wording. Obviously this will go to contracts if he accepts and all that, but he's not just and as I said at the beginning, the bloke is impressive. The products, they show signs of potential, you know, put in with a team of sort of bright young product designers and his actual ideas and their more aesthetic skills, you'll be onto a winner. But so he's not. I think Peter Jones is saying your inventions limited. He said something like that. That's a dangerous road to go down. If I accepted an offer like that in the contract, it would be on a time limit of something like 3 years. Because no way am I going to have all my inventions owned by you for the rest of my life? No way.
Right, yeah.
Not just concentrate, doesn't work, move on to anything else, but we create it and put all of your inventions into this company.
Yeah.
I'm willing to take, I think, a calculated risk on you, because I think you...
I want you to have a look at Theo. Well, I'm going to go back. Have a look at the way Theo sips his drink, and there's a bit of a wry smile underneath the drink. The drink is essentially covering. He doesn't want to expose that, but he knows what Peter's onto here. Peter's signing up this bloke's... It's not this business, because a business has not been proposed. It's this geezer's brain. Just have a look at Theo's mouth as he drinks his water. He's like, Peter, what a con.
Into this company.
Yeah.
I'm willing to take, I think, a calculated risk on you, because I think you are going to come up with 1 or 2 products that are going to make it.
Yeah.
So
I can help with that.
I'm going to offer you £100,000.
Yeah. In return for
40% of your business.
40%.
40%? Nah, man. No. First of all, get a time limit. Come back with 30%. Pedro's not going to go below 30 just because of it, just because of his ego. He won't let this fella take 20% off him. So go to 30. That should be his counter offer. And don't get me wrong, it's a good offer. Peter Jones will make this bloke rich. If this bloke can produce things, and like I said again, with a team who are more aesthetically minded, he'll get him in all the big stores up and down the country, possibly globally. Millions of units sold.
In an extraordinary last-minute intervention, Peter Jones...
That one from Theo was better than the first one.
In an extraordinary last-minute intervention...
He's looking at Peter Jones going, you jammy bastard. You jammy bastard. That's what that face is. He knows it as well, and he's thinking 40% as well. Because Pedro won't have to do much. He'll just put a team onto this bloke. A team that are already being paid a wage to work for him. There'll be the only 100 grand goes to this bloke. But Pedro owns 40% of that company, or whatever he goes for, if they go through with it. So it's already gone down to about 60 grand. And look, and that is written all over Theo's face.
Peter Jones has offered Mark the full £100,000. But the Dragon is demanding a substantial 40% stake in his company and all of Mark's future inventions.
Whoa. Now, again, all of Mark's future inventions, never do that. Maybe do it on a 3 years or something like that, and then with a view to renew if we make X million profit, not revenue, profit, then we can look at 6 years. And in that 6 years, if we make X million more profit, we can look at an additional 6 years. But no way write your entire life's inventions off. What if you hate it? What if you hate working for him? What if you don't like the demands he puts on you? What if it's just not a good working relationship and you're tied into it? You want to keep a roof over your head, you want to feed your children, you got to go into a place that you hate forever.
Will the entrepreneur be willing to sacrifice so much of his business to secure the backing of Peter Jones?
There is no business.
Let me say where I am, if you like. I have a contract with John Lewis, and we have the supply chain set up. The products are already out there. They're beginning to take off.
Peter Jones is having a swig of water there. Do you know what that is? That's I don't care. That is I don't care. Let's watch it again. While this bloke's talking about it, because it doesn't mean anything to Peter Jones. He can probably pick his phone up now and talk to the executive director or the CFO of John Lewis. Hello mate, how are you? It's Pedro. Yeah, sweet. Do you want to meet up for dinner? And so that sweet look at his expression. It's a face cover. It's a potential eye block. It's I don't care. And because they're negotiating percentages, it's an important I don't care, because on an unconscious level, this geezer will understand that. If Peter was looking at him, sort of really engaged, nodding his head, he'd feel powerful. He'd feel like, he's winning this, and he can say, nah, 20%, 25%. But Pedro's just like, oh, go on, crack on with your whatever you're talking about. I'll just have a sip of water. He might as well be scratching his arse. That's what this is symbolic of.
Say where I am, if you like. I have a contract with John Lewis, and we have the supply chain set up. The products are already out there. They're beginning to take off.
The amount of eye contact that holding that glass up allowed Peter Jones. Like, I can drink some water out of here and maintain eye contact with you, no problem. And if you were a mate and if you were talking to me about something serious, I'd do that. Just have a look at it again. Look how much of that gesture Pedro uses to just look away. And when you're talking to someone, if they're looking away, they don't care. And as humans, we're very well tuned to understanding what that means.
Say where I am, if you like.
Sorry to remind you again, look how much time he spends not looking at him. Imagine it without the glass there. It would appear rude. But Peter does want a bit of this bloke. He wants his pound of flesh because he knows he can make money out of him. So so it's a sort of a cover. So he's tapping into that bloke, not using logic, but using emotions. This is stuff that goes back in humans, from millennia, rather than just going. Which is a much clearer and obvious sort of shut up, and that's just not cricket.
I have a contract with John Lewis, and we have the supply chain set up. The products are already out there. They're beginning to take off, and I don't think it's worthless. And I don't think it's...
I'm not saying it's worthless. I can't be thinking it's worthless. I've just offered you £100,000 for 40% of it.
I think honestly,
honestly
it
doesn't. Mark, 40%.
30%.
Mark, I'm not going to punt it for 30%.
Come on, 30% is fair.
It's not fair.
It's good. This is great from Mark. He's relaxed, he's smiling, he's happy, he's confident. It's good. He won't get it. But he might not lose it. And to be honest with you, he should go with Peter. As long as he can get a time limit on all his inventions, even 50% is a good deal. If this was a 3-year contract, just give Peter 50%. Because 50% of 10 million is better than 10% of 100 grand.
It's not fair.
There are 4 products here.
You've got a cover for a bottle.
There's a contract.
Rarely in the den is there such a...
Right, that's interesting. Although godly narrator ruined it, you heard Pedro then saying, what? You've got a cover for a bottle, a cushion for a seat. He's actually saying, you've got nothing. I want you. But we'll take that back. But listen to the way Pedro's just saying, look, this stuff isn't what's actually interesting. You're what's interesting me. But they fade him out and old Ewan or whatever his name is comes up.
There are 4 products here.
You've got a cover for a bottle.
There's a contract.
Rarely in the den is there such a prolonged argument over an equity stake. Neither side wants to back down.
I promise you, there are more ideas.
No, I've heard.
Whenever he says rarely or unusually, read it as frequently, unusually.
Okay, that's not great.
But is Mark in danger of talking Peter Jones out of a deal?
I've got a web development team.
30%, did you just say?
40%.
I'm uncomfortable at 40. 35, I would be comfortable at.
That is the magic number. That brilliant. And brilliant timing as well. Because it was getting heated. It was bash, bash, bash. And Pedro's clout wasn't affecting Mark. It wasn't affecting him. So suddenly, that's an olive branch. I'll tell you what, you don't have to look stupid. We can meet in the middle. I reckon Peter will. I've been wrong many times, but I reckon Pedro will go for this.
I've gone up from 30.
No.
Go on,
It's a real pump,
30.
Mark.
Well, you can't get it right all the time.
And
35, I would wholeheartedly, completely, that would be the deal for me. I'd be delighted.
It's amazing that he's still going, even though Peter said no, though. That's good. It's good.
With that.
Please don't have blown it. I think there's a rule in the den that once they say no, they can't come back in. And by the look of Peter's face there, but I wonder whether Peter's thinking, do I really want to do this, or whether he's thinking, can I take the public hit of losing 5% to this bod fella over here?
give me the total profit you're going to make in 3 years.
1.3 million.
Again, they've missed out so much information. You've seen Dragon's Den when they go, right, I want your first year gross profit. What's your first year net? What's your second year growth? What's your business plan? We've seen none of that. He's just said, how much are you going to make in 3 years? So this is being set up. This is more storytelling. But I'll be interested to see what Peter says to this, because he can't question his numbers, because he hasn't given him any. He's given him that final, 1.3 mil or whatever, but there's not really much you can say to that. No, you won't, or yes, you will.
How about we say, if you make in 3 years £250,000 profit,
Yep.
not 1.3 million, just £250,000, a real tiny little dot from what you just said.
Yeah.
I'll give you that 5% back.
Okay.
Wow.
That's an incentive for me to work, I understand, and it's an incentive, for us to do the deal. And let's do that.
We're going for it?
Yep. Let's do it.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. Well, there you go then. Old Baldylocks pulled it off. Hello again, people. Just a quick one. So I had a little look. I stopped doing this for these videos because they got a bit dry. But this Mark Champkins fella, very nice website. This is up to date and contemporary. Absolutely smashes it and all this. You can go there if you want. markchampkins.com. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out all the things he's done, all the prizes he's won, all the things that he's achieved. And we can just go to the bottom. Look who he's worked with: Adidas, Dyson, the BBC, Dr. Urker, Jamie Oliver, Samsung. You know, the geezer's done well. And there's even more, HarperCollins published a book he wrote, you know. He's doing TED Talks. Yeah, great work by Pedro. I bet the pair of them made an absolute fortune. I hope you enjoyed that. The reason I don't do a lot of these Dragon's Den videos is because I usually have to go through an appeals process, then it's the next one because there's another one after an appeal and I can't remember what it's called, and it actually gets legal. They tell you to seek legal advice and all that stuff, and when you make a video you just want to put it live, you want people to see it, and you can sometimes wait 2-3 weeks to get all that sorted, and sometimes they just say no. But if you are watching this, I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the Dragon's Den playlist. There's about 37 of these over there. Look after yourselves, people. Don't forget to tell your friends and family that you love them, because it means a lot and we often forget. Ta-da!
This video, like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.
Hello people, just an annoying interruption to let you know I'm also a writer. I write literary fiction. My Substack's been really successful and about 100,000 reads, got a few thousand subscribers. It's free as well. So the link's the first one in the description if you fancy giving that a go. I'd appreciate it. Now back to the Dragon's Den.